I'm not saying that Mickey's a bad guy, but okay, so he did unalive a man, an unarmed man that was defenseless. Um, and that's always kind of made me wonder in the back of my mind if we really knew who Mickey was. I've always kind of wondered that, because that's a really extreme, that was an extremely violent action that he took. And it doesn't seem so far like there was much of a reason. Like, we still have not been given any reason. And I've said, Ned Pillersdorf had said that there may be a time to kill defense. And I said it then. I feel like everybody's kind of jumped on that train. If he did this, there had to have been a good reason. The judge had to have done something that was so bad that it was worthy of this reaction. We still haven't seen that. Like, we haven't, even though we've been told lots of things, there have been lots of allegations, there have been lots of rumors, there have been a lot of, where there's smoke, there's fire, okay? But we still don't have, like, this piece of evidence that says, aha, here it is. This is what he did. We still don't have that. Like, we still don't have a good enough reason for what he did. And so I just wonder. I've wondered for a long time. Do we really know the real person? Like, who could do something like this? My neighbor pew-pewing my neighbor's dog 3 times. Who could do something like that in front of a carload of kids? I couldn't do nothing like that. Even I cannot stand these 3 dogs next door. Like, they're demon dogs. But I'm an animal lover. There's never really been an animal that I've hated, and I really do not like these 3. But I couldn't put a bullet in them, even ones that I don't like. I couldn't do it. But anyway. Zen. I think Mickey turned a blind eye to everything going on around him because he wanted to keep his job. Was it worth it? Well, it may have been. I think that's what it was 10 years ago. I think that's exactly what it was 10 years ago. Now, all Mickey had to do was retire. All he had to do was retire. He could have resigned now, like before the shooting happened. He could have resigned then and still had one heck of a retirement, one heck of a life. Like, why? What was worth throwing the rest of your life away? Never being able to walk your daughter down the aisle, never being able to hold your grandchildren again. You're never going to have Christmas around the Christmas tree again. You'll never be able to enjoy your life the same ever again. What was worth that? Could we have it all wrong? I mean, I'm just throwing ideas around out there. Could we have it all wrong? Could the judge have known something on Mickey? Did Mickey think the judge was going to tell something on him? I mean, I don't think so, because Mickey was the only one that we know of that was being questioned. I think the judge was already free and clear of anything. I don't think anybody was going to accuse Judge Mullins of doing anything. I just don't think that any of these agencies were willing to do it, or lawsuits, or lawyers. I don't think any of them were willing to do it. But I think a lot of that had to do with pressure. I think it had to do with political pressure, is what I think that kept the investigation strictly to Ben Fields, and that was it. But I would like to know about threats that he felt like he was getting. I still believe that there were so many people around him that were afraid for themselves, that they were all in self-preservation mode. I think they all knew that Mickey knew something on each and every one of them that was doing bad stuff. Now, the people that weren't doing bad stuff, they don't have anything to fear. You know, if you weren't stealing, if you weren't embezzling money, if you weren't taking rugs or evidence that you should not have taken, you know, if you were doing any kind of corrupt behavior whatsoever, then you should be scared. But if you weren't doing anything, then you don't have nothing to worry about, right? If you live your life that way, then you don't have to look over your shoulder at what's coming, because you already know what you've done and what you haven't done, you know? But I think that Mickey knew so much on so many different people, and everybody was in self-preservation mode, so everybody was probably coming at him trying to get it, see what he knew, or to try and encourage him to forget maybe what he knew. But the ones that were doing bad are the only ones that have anything to fear. Elizabeth says most people said Ted Bundy was a friendly, nice guy too. Sad. Sad that we wouldn't know anything about this except for a bad deputy and the lawsuit. Yep. And we still don't know it all. We don't even know nothing. Nothing has come out. Even today, nothing has come out. Nothing more than what we already knew with Ben. I'm still waiting to see somebody else charged, and they're not going to be. They're not going to be. They're not going to be. Well, Michelle says, I have a theory. Hmm. I don't think Mickey was ever implicated. No, Ben and the judge and the higher ups. Now, what she said, so what Sabrina said in that interview was that she had seen videos of the judge sleeping with somebody in his chambers. And he asked her how she knew it was the judge. And she said, because I've been in there. I know the quilt, the coal miner quilt that was sitting behind the judge. Sabrina said, I know that quilt. And she would only know that if she had been in those chambers herself. So she says she had seen a video of the judge being with a girl and Ben and the other higher ups. Now, the video I have seen was not of the judge, it was of one of the higher ups. It was absolutely of someone who we see in those videos. They were in the judge's chambers, honey, the day he was shot. The same person that I've seen a video of. But it wasn't the judge. Now, what's that say? That says that they are out there. And it also tells me that, nobody is immune to social media changes, so many. I just don't know why. I don't know why people want to take pictures of their naked parts and then send them to people, because they're probably just going to share that with somebody. Like, they're not going to delete it. And then somebody's got pictures of your naked parts out there, like, and now, they've got laws about stuff like that. Of course, for people who are young, minors, but adults, like, they've got laws out regarding that stuff. It's like revenge or no pay laws, because people would get mad at each other, they'd break up, and then they'd take their videos that they made while they were lovey-doveying and put them out as revenge to hurt somebody, to embarrass them. And so it just shows me that there was more, that there are some out there. I believe Sabrina. I believe Sabrina saw what she says she saw. We can't help that police did not seem to try too hard to obtain those kinds of things.